Check out this chart right here. Did you know that this is the whole process on how to file a patent application? Quite a bit going on there, right? A little complex. Just know that this is the fourth step. This whole thing is the fourth step, where there are actually 3 earlier steps that need to be taken prior to filing a patent application. I'm J.D. Houvener, Managing Partner and CEO here at Bold Patents Law Firm. The patent process can be tedious, and there's a lot of steps involved. Just know that I and our firm of attorneys are here to help you, the inventor, move forward one step at a time toward progressing, toward making your visionary idea be a reality. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to file a provisional patent application. Before we get started, I want to let you know that what I've done is laid out a timeline for you on this video so you can follow along, and if you wanted to, if you're short on time, jump to the section that you want to hear about today. Let's move right ahead to step 1, invention title. Okay, so this is sort of a bit of a nuanced thing, right? And inventors can sometimes get a little bit elaborate with titles. I tend to want to keep titles pretty compact and sort of a least common denominator. There's no reason to be all frilly and add language to a title. The main reason why is you don't want to actually specificity. You want your invention to be really broad. So if you've invented, for example, a new type of container device for liquids, and you've got a closure mechanism that has a nice rubberized seal, the title of your invention should not be new silicone rubber seal for water containers, right? The title should actually just be liquid container closure. Does that make sense, right? You're actually covering a lot more under that title. You're not limited to just water. You're not limited to just rubber. You're really describing it very specifically, but very simply. That's the best way to go. And as far as the title goes, you need to make sure your invention is categorized properly. And the patent office does that for you. So don't worry about it, but it is part of what you can do and being proactive in writing the patent so that it fits into the right technology unit. Step 2, what is the general description of your patent application? This is the heart of the patent when you talk about the length of it, right? Well, what is it you're talking about in the written description? And it's how to make and use your invention. It's that simple. You're explaining to a person of ordinary skill in the art. They actually have an acronym for this person, a POSITA. Person, ordinary skill in the art. This is who you're writing to. You're explaining your invention to this POSITA, this industry specialist like you in another part of the country, right? You're trying to explain your invention to them so that they could take your writings and your drawing and go make your invention, right? A little scary, I know, but that's the kind of detail you've got to be able to write in your general description. All right, number 3, what does the market need? Okay, you've got to lay down in your application in some way, how does your patented product solve a market need? Okay, so this is going to take a little bit of thinking, a bit of your business cap coming on, thinking about, okay, what is it that the customers that you're going to be serving, how are they currently being served, right? What makes them happy? What gets them through the day with this particular issue? And then how is your solution better? What problem in the market are you solving? This is going to be sort of a 2-step approach. And I'm thinking that the best way to talk about this is to relate back to a story. I hear this from a lot of inventors, right? It's from a whole lot. I don't have any competition. Okay. They say this, no. I hear you saying I've got to write about market need, JD, but I don't have any competitors. This is brand new, right? And I say, okay, that's great, but I know that you've got competition. Even if this patented product were on the shelves today, there's competition. What I mean by that is that you've got to think about, okay, who's your customer? Let's think of a product like Brita water filters, okay? Brita water filters. Let's think back to when those were first getting patented. The inventor of that might be so boastful to say, oh, look, I've got no competitors. No one else is out there filtering water. Well, it's maybe true, but customers are buying bottled water, or they're buying water right from the tap, from the utility, okay? And they're happy, maybe not as happy as they could be, but they don't know what they don't know. So that is where your current problem is being able to prove that customers are dissatisfied getting water out of the tap or from a bottle, okay? Your filter is giving them obviously, more nutritious. It's going to filter out a lot of the contaminants, whatever else your invention is doing. That's the need. So understanding the demand, sort of this sort of pain in the market, and how much room is there. So you have to elaborate in your invention, in your application, what it is that you're solving in that market need. If you're into this video, if you're loving what you're hearing, it's so important to me that we share this with as many people as we can. So what I want you to do is take a second, click the like, share this video, and provide us a comment. If you've been scratching your head and you didn't hear something or it doesn't make sense to you, ask a question. I personally will do my very best to get back with you and get you the answer you're looking for. So thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. Okay, the next step is to describe the most basic version of your invention, all right? And this is one of the hard things to get inventors to do, but they come in with this rad invention, and they see it hitting the market and being the next thing, right? The next fidget spinner, whatever it is that's going to hit the market. This is hard because you've got to actually take off all those bells and whistles and strip the invention down to its bare bones, its skeleton. That's what you need to describe. This is going to set the stage for the initial claim set. What you want to claim is the broadest, the biggest, most cornerstone foundational claim set is likely going to be structured around this basic version of your invention. All right, because it is true that the more elaborate you get with your invention, the more you describe it and the more you claim it, you're going to have narrower rights. Don't forget that. We're going to come back to that later. All right, so the next step is going to be the next section of your invention, the application rather, is going to be describing the alternative embodiments. So you've got this stripped down version that we just described. Now it's about how do you actually describe this if you were to make it of a different material? How might your invention work if you changed one of the structural elements and moved it? Could you make it work with a different input? Or, right, could it put more than one output? How does that look? What would it work with a different type of memory system? What if you connected it to A, B, or C? Or hey, how about we moved it to a whole different industry? Would this work? Would this have applications there? We need to talk about it. So this section can be quite lengthy. We need to help your patent attorney, if they're working on it, or you, if you're doing it on your own, brainstorm all of the alternative embodiments. All right, so once you get done with all of that list, now it's time, okay, you can finally describe your Cadillac version. This is where the inventor and the patent attorney work together to describe the full version of your invention, what you plan to go to market with. Have fun with this. This is going to be your selected embodiment. You're going to talk about this until you're blue in the face. I mean pages and pages. For many applications in the computer space, just for example, we go on for 40, 50 pages where we describe in full embellishment what this version of your invention is. This is also where we're going to do a deep dive and provide figures, diagrams, cut views, schematics, you name it. We're going to hold no bar against this section. So have fun and go after describing it in as much detail as you can. All right. The next part of this is going to be describing somewhere in this application, you've got to be able to break out the uniqueness. And I think a nice place to put this is in that market need, market summary solution. But you can't forget this part. You've got to show two different things about how your invention is unique. One, how does it functionally perform, right? What is it doing that's unique? All right, what is the benefit that it gets? All right, and second, how is it doing it? So we always do a double check, right? Even us attorneys need a second pair of eyes. We usually lean on another patent attorney at the firm to make sure that we've conveyed this through the patent application. One, how is it functionally different from prior art? And two, explaining how it gets that job done, right? So there's the sort of this final forest from the trees view, and then it's the zoom in, right? Describing the bark on a single tree. Both aspects need to be covered top to bottom. That's what makes writing a patent application so hard and so rewarding once you get it done right. Last but not least, we're going to include those figures I mentioned. They've got to be outlined in full detail. The beauty of figures and drawings is that they're there because some things you just can't explain with words. I mean, it's hard. And that's what the figures are there for. And they point back and reference, and as small a detail as you want, numerals, okay, that point back to specific sections of those drawings, back into the specification. It's awesome. When the whole thing is put together, it truly is a beautiful document. Last but not least, you ship that baby off to the USPTO for the examiner to do their review. You have to put together an oath, application data sheet, you include a cover sheet, an information data sheet which has all the prior art that you know about, the spec, the claims, the drawing, and any PCT international filing data that you might need. And last but not least, you sign it, pay the fees, and off you go. Congratulations, you have just filed a patent application. So before we go, I want to make sure I invite you. If you've enjoyed this session, if you like what you're hearing today, what I want you to do is give us a thumbs up. Each stage of this process, while we can navigate back and forth in this video, it's key for every inventor to hear. So if you know someone that maybe they're not inventing yet, but they're thinking about it, share this video with them. Do them a favor and pay it forward. Don't forget to grab this book. It's on our website, boldip.com. I'm thrilled to give this away for free. Okay, your own PDF version. You can even download it through Kindle. This is my gift to you. I want to have all of my inventors have a baseline core level of understanding about what patents are about so they can make that important business decision about investing in one of the biggest decisions of their life. I'm your host, JD Houvener. I'm the managing partner and CEO here at Bold Patents Law Firm. It's my pleasure to talk with you here today, and congrats on making a big decision to go big and go bold.
Go big. Go bold.